Good afternoon. Thank you all for your patience. We're trying to give some board members an additional time to get physically here and sign in through Zoom as well. Let me go ahead and call the special meeting of the Rio Grande City Grua Independent School District to order. It is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. It is currently 12:06 p.m. and we're located at the Ringgold Elementary Library at Fort Ringgold, Rio Grande City, Texas. For purposes of determining quorum, I'm going to go ahead and take roll call. Dr. Veronica Barrera, I believe she was going to appear through Zoom. No appear? All right, she's not present. Mr. Elizar Velasquez Jr. Present. John A. Pope IV. Present. Mr. Noe Castillo. Mr. Basilio D. Varela Jr.
Present.
Mr. J. Peña.
Present.
And myself, Eddie Ramirez, present. Let the minutes reflect that we do have a quorum to proceed. Section 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Castillo, will you help us with the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you, Mr. Castillo. And now, I don't know if you hear the bells jingling. Last meeting, we all said if you all performed half of the way you all did in practice, you all were going to come back, and we're going to see you all as world champions. And sure enough, you all are here. It is a blessing. Look at the smiles up over here. Look, I see the smiles on your parents' faces. It's such a beautiful, momentous occasion for RGCGISD. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to let your principal, your excellent coach, do the talking. So, I don't know, Elsa, are you going to do some talking too?
Yes, and then Ms. Carmona will come up and just
you
tell
have
you a
the
little
floor.
bit about what happened.
You have the floor.
First of all, Odyssey of the Mind is an organization that teaches students how to develop and use their natural creativity to solve a problem. So in essence, they become problem solvers, and this process started back in October, sir? October, and I would ask my daughter, what are you all doing? Oh, yes, I was making props again and making props again. So I guess that was part of the problem solving. They wanted to know when they were going to act. But needless to say, Rio Grande City had traditionally always competed in the Odyssey of the Mind. It had been about 15 years that they had not competed, so it was like a 15-year hiatus. Mr. Sainz and Ms. Carmona came to Mr. Peña, and I think Mr. Peña pulled the board and see if it was something that we could continue to do. With the blessing of the board, we were able to put a team together of 7 students under the direction of Mr. Elias Sainz, and of course, under the leadership of Ms. Brenda Carmona. These individuals not only won the state championship because they did place first at state, they won the world championship out of 68 teams. So I want to share with you what the coach from Texas, the coordinator from Texas, sent Mr. Sainz an email on Monday, and the email says, Dear Elias, on behalf of Odyssey of the Mind, Texas, we would like to express heartfelt congratulations to your team for placing first as world champions against a total of 68 teams in your problem and your division, because there's 3 divisions based on age. So Division 1 is the elementary. It is a great achievement. Not only did you bring honor to the school and the state of Texas, but they also demonstrated outstanding ability to work together to achieve a team goal. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Brenda Carmona, the principal, to give you a few words and details about the team. Ms. Carmona?
Good afternoon, Mr. Eddie Ramirez, board president, members of the board, Mr. Peña, superintendent of schools, and members of our community. I'm here once again, honored now, not as state champions, but now world champions. And I just want to give a few details of last week and the experience that, thanks to you all, the support and the funding that you all provided for our students and what they experienced. So we did compete against 11 countries, and our kids did mingle with Poland, South Korea, Hong Kong, France, and various other countries. They did have a buddy team from Hong Kong that they were tagged with and that they spent a lot of time with. They exchanged gifts. They, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see as their principal and as a parent, and our parents as well. Our students also got to get out of their shell and really and truly experience, with other teams and exchanging the pins. And we saw a new level of independence at Michigan State University. They also really liked the university life. I do have to add there. But they loved it, and it was wonderful to see them interact and experience something out of what we're used to in our little community out there at the world level. Now, I do want to say a quick little story about the Saturday, the day of the awards. So we're all nervous. They're not. They weren't nervous one bit. I know they did the spontaneous, which is the second portion, and we were all, how was it? How was it? They're like, we got this. We got this. We got the points. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, explain to us. And of course, rules don't allow them to divulge too much. But they were just so confident. And it's something that's admirable that we adults see in our kids. But going to Saturday, we get tickets, and the parents are sitting in one area, and the team is sitting in another area. And it's about to get started, and I get a phone call from Miss Lillian Winall, who is our Texas director. Well, she reached out to Mr. Sines, and she said, Miss Carmona needs to come over here. And I'm over here sitting with the parents across the stadium. And so he texts me, you need to come over here. And I'm like, I'm not going to get up mid, they had just started, and it was just a very beautiful like startup, and it was a lot of commotion. I'm like, I can't get up midway, let the lights go on, and we'll see. He's like, okay. The lights came on, and I felt bad leaving like all our other parents. And then Ms. Vasquez, who also went as a chaperone, she said, no, she says, you need to come over now. And I'm here reading too much into it, like, what does that mean? And so I come over, and I'm looking at Mr. Sines. I'm like, what does this mean? He's like, I don't know, and we're just nervous. Now, they went through 3 rounds of announcing. They first announced 4 through 6, every single problem, every single division. They didn't announce our names. So I look at Mr. Sines, and he's like, oh my gosh. I was like, it's fine, we're good, top 3. And then they go to the next round, second and third. They didn't announce our names. And he's like, what? And I took pictures of him, and I think we're going to turn it into a meme where he's just like, he was like, oh my gosh, like, we didn't place. I'm like, that's not possible. Like, there's just no way. And so when they announced, the world champions, I did it on purpose. I took that video, I got my phone, and I zoomed in at the stadium, and then I zoomed into the team without even knowing. And that's where you see, and I know it's like circulating on social media, that video of them just like, whoa, because I just knew it. We all felt it. As much as we were nervous, it was nail biting. We were all like, just hyperventilating, like, oh my God. But you see these kids, they were like, oh, yay, we got world champions. And I think we freaked out a little bit more and felt it a little bit more than they did. And they were excited. They were, and afterwards they're like, can we just get our Raising Canes? And Starbucks. That's all they asked for. They said, that was a deal made. If we get first place, can you please treat us to Raising Canes? And we're like, that's it. We'll give you Raising Canes every single day of summer. Just get us that first place. And so when we arrived on Sunday, we treated them to Raising Canes. And after this board meeting, we're going to also treat them to Starbucks, because that was the other thing that they wanted. So, they asked for very little, but I am very proud of these kids. We definitely put our district on the map. And a lot, just much like state, but now at the world level, where are they from? Where are you all from? Where, that little part of Texas, border town, community, and wow, and I tell the kids, you don't realize that you competed against the brightest minds in the world. And our 7 kids from Rio Grande City, Texas, took that championship. And I am happy to report that we just recently, a few minutes ago, got a call from our state representative, Ryan Guillen, and he wants to recognize them at the Capitol. So we're going to arrange that as well in Austin, Texas. So again, thank you all. Without you all and your support, this would not have happened, allowing us to start this group of team, bringing back OM, and then helping us financially and support, for this world trip. Amazing. We couldn't have done it without you all. So thank you so very much from myself, from Mr. Sines, who we nicknamed the Legend, and our kids, and on behalf of the parents as well. Thank you all so very much.
Mr. Sines, you deserve the opportunity to say a few words, sir.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to thank you so much. This program means a lot to me. I started it in 1990. That's a long time ago. 2000 was the first team that won world champions from Rio Grande City. And I was sharing the article that the Austin Statesman wrote back in 2000. And the headliner was, the poorest county,
It's all right.
world champions come out of from the poorest county, known as drug trafficking. I mean, they really just, I'm like, wow, they wrote that article? That was 2000. Hopefully they write a better one this this time around. No, I'm just very proud of these kids. 15 years ago was the last year I did it, and here we are back on top. I was very nervous, but I knew the kids had it in them. I trained them well, and we're very proud of them. And so our district should be very, very proud. World finals. Thank you.
Amen. Mr. Pena, you want to say a few words, Mr. Pena?
Sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you really outshined yourselves. It's beautiful being an ex-OM coach many, many years ago. We know the hard work that it takes. Your coaches, your parents, every day having to go take your students and bring them to practice, and you're just in elementary, guys. Can you imagine what you can accomplish as you continue to middle school and high school? And the better part or the most exciting for you, like you just said, you love the university life. Wow, that's amazing. So the experiences that you have been provided, experiences like we say as a lifetime, is amazing. So we hope that you continue with your goals, setting up high, and you accomplished the highest level. So, continue who you are, continue the passion that you have in education and in the goals that you set in life, because you set them and you reached them. So you know now that you can accomplish anything that you set your minds to. So we wish you the best. We thank your parents once again for, supporting you, taking you every single time to practice. Ms. Carmona, Mr. Sainz, we're truly blessed that we have you as, the teacher administrators that are always looking for the best interests of our students. And that's what we're all here for. I want to thank our school board. Every time we bring an initiative to them, they say, if it's for the students, let's go for it. So, thank every single one of you for everything that you've done for the team. But team, celebrate, enjoy, and let's get ready for next year, right? Yeah. All right. Congratulations.
Mr. Science mentioned an article in 1990. I think Mr. Varela was probably on the board at the time. Mr. Varela?
Yeah. Let me just take this opportunity to, first of all, congratulate, first of all and foremost, the principal. And the reason I say the principal is the one who brought the idea back up. How about Odyssey of the Mind? I said, Mr. Science was a young man when they did Odyssey of Mind last time. Well, I'm not going to say he's very old these days, but she was the one who basically said, can we bring Odyssey of the Mind? And for that, I thank you. The next person I would like to recognize is, I call him the Superman. I call him the gentleman from Health, the Superman. He's the Superman of Odyssey of the Mind. You'd be surprised how many, world championships and state championships, Mr. Science. He's a guru of Odyssey of the Mind. He has done a fantastic job. I know you haven't done it in 15 years, but before that, I'll be honest with you, the guy was phenomenal. There was no kryptonite for the guy. He just did an awesome, awesome job. Next thing I would like to do is thank the parents. Parents, I'll be honest, I had 3 kids in Odyssey of the Mind. All of them are in the Odyssey of the Mind to this day. One of them is 40, another one's 30-some, the other one's 29. And they still talk about when they were participating. They still talk about the friends the bonding they had with their different friends, the experiences they had at the universities, experiences they had. So you parents, you're going to be talking about Odyssey of the Mind when you're old like me, basically, for your kids. And for you kids, this is just the beginning. You're real young. Hey, the hard thing, you already been to the mountain. Can you get to the mountain again? But I know if Mr. Science is there, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to lay odds that you're going to do it out there. But kids, this is a phenomenal accomplishment. Congratulations, world champion. You know what that means? You're the champion of the whole world, not of the United States, of the whole world. And for that, RGCGISD thanks you. You put us on the map. Keep on going. Kids, one of these days you're going to be my age and you're going to think, I remember when we were world champions. Again, to you kids, congratulations on a job well done.
I don't know if we're going to be able to beat that, Mr. Pena, but good, you can try.
I was remembering, and I'll mention it again, that I was on the very first Odyssey of the Mind team with Mr. Sines, who was by far one of the best teachers that I ever had. I still tell him that to this day. I absolutely adore him. I think he's fantastic, and congratulations again. But I remember that when we went to state, that was the first year. I mean, we never even heard of Odyssey of the Mind. We went to state, and that was the first time that I actually saw a city. The only difference is that when we won, we got something called Cheater Chiker Pizza. It was by Speedy Burger. It was like a little place, but that's what we ate, right? That was the most congratulations we got. But touching up on that, there was a bad article that Mr. Sines mentioned. I want to tell you something. That's a problem that we've always had. Sometimes in this community, we do something good. For some reason, the world or the folks around us find a way to turn it into something bad. And little by little, we're starting to see all that bad news and the bad publicity go away because of students like you. And so you guys are really turning the tide, and you've turned the tide. You've done such a wonderful job of making our community proud. And it makes me so happy to hear that we've got some folks here that are world champions in Rio Grande City. That means so much to us. So thank you to the teachers and the parents and to you guys for what you did. Congratulations, and we can't wait to put a billboard up for you guys.
Yep. Mr. Noe Castillo.
Hey kids, congratulations on your accomplishment. You know, you guys will take this forever with you, and you will remember it when you're older. You know, Ms. Carmona, Mr. Sainz, you know, you guys are leaving a legacy that is yours, and also the administration and staff. You know, this is what it's about leaving a piece of you with the kids. Parents, you know, you're the backbone for your children, and you know, without you, it wouldn't happen either. So, you know, this is what it's all about, being on the school board. This is what makes a difference. And, you know, we sit here for a little bit. You guys do the work. And, you know, the people that should shine are everybody that is here, the kids. You guys, you know, take this with you when you're growing, you know, because this should be a reminder of you could do anything. And I know you're going to run into struggles as you get older. But just remember this, you can do it. You guys are really young, and you guys are the future. You guys are tomorrow. You guys are the doctors, you know, the police officers, attorneys of the world. God bless you all. Congratulations, and everybody has something to do with this. Thank you all very much for what you do for our children. God bless you.
Mr. Pope.
I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said? But honestly, thank you to everybody that participated in this. Thank you to you children. I mean, you all put in your heart, your soul, your courage. I mean, as being a lawyer, we do public speaking. Public speaking is biggest fear. I mean, you can Google that. It's the biggest fear, and for you all to go up there, I mean, I get scared even talking in public, but for you all to go on a world level, you all are my heroes. So thank you for everything, and thank you for bringing it.
Mr. Velasquez.
Well, kids, you have made us, the school district, and our the whole community very, very, very proud. Now, every time you see yourself in on the mirror, now you can go, that's a world champ right there. And maybe you're a little bit too young to comprehend what an accomplishment that is. But great, tremendous, come on, Mr. Payne. Sensational job. I was this very good friend when I received the news about you all being world champs, and I was with this friend, and I told him, hey, our team from Sanchez Elementary just won world champ in the Odyssey of the Mind. He was like, nah, state champ, national champs, no, world champs. And he goes like, wow, vato. That's the way he said it. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, he goes, you better take very good care of that teacher. So, Mr. Peña. Yeah, so, no, very proud, very, very proud, Mr. Science. First name Elias, right?
Elias.
Oh, congratulations. Teacher, principals, parents. Special thanks to the parents. Good job, kids.
Good job. Yeah, I think everybody said it 100% right. That's what normally I have a few things to add to it, but all the speeches were very, very nicely put. No matter where I go at General Assemblies, every time I speak on behalf of the school district, I always say that I'll put our kids up against anybody's in the world. And I get the eye rolls. I get the looks. I get the, oh, whatever. I'm not even about to be or whatever. You know what I mean? You get all the little smart remarks, but I mean it. Because everybody up on this side sitting down is a product of RGCGISD. We're no different. We're nobody special. It just takes heart, determination, perseverance. And you can have the greatest coach in the world, but obviously you guys were raised right at home. You have an awesome foundation. Y'all love what you do. We saw it firsthand when you put on the performance. It captivating because it was so passionate. You know, you could tell you love what you were doing. And if you do it again right now, you wouldn't miss a beat. You'd get it right 100%. And you're doing it all over again. So I'm speaking to the kids and saying thank you for what you do. Parents, you deserve all the accolades, all the credit in the world. And they set it up here. You all put us on the map. But RGCGISD will continue to offer, will continue to be what it does, will continue to compete. And this is just another example that regardless of the level, regardless of the competition, we do compete, we will continue to compete, and we'll continue to win. But you all will be standing for a while as world champions. And I want to see the billboard too. I want to see the pictures. And y'all make sure and smile and hold those medals. Because as you get older, you're going to realize just what it is. They might not hit you yet, but it's an awesome accomplishment, and you all deserve so much love and respect. So thank you all for what you did, parents, teachers, the entire district.
Mr. President, I think these kids deserve a standing ovation.
Amen. Agreed, sir.
And some cheater
We have some
chalky
awards.
pics.
You got to ask for more figures.
And we have a token of appreciation. Parents, if you can join me, please. When we were on our flight, I have this thing for shoes, for those of you that know me, and I had some Texas shoes, and Mr. Sines was the first to comment, oh, I really like those shoes. They're really nice. I said, oh, really, sir? I'll look around. What size do you wear? And gave me all the information. I said, boom, we got it. We wanted to do something for Mr. Sines. So on behalf of the parents, Mr. Sines, we got you your Texas Brooks, so you're ready for the next world competition, because we will be back. And we have some dinner certificates for you and your wife to enjoy, and a couple of snacks in here. But on behalf of the parents, sir, we take the kids to practice every day. We know that but in the end, it's you who they listen to. It's you who they look up to. It's you whose opinion matters, and we're very grateful for that. And I feel extremely fortunate that my child was able to go through something like this, and I think I speak for all of us when we say that what you've done for our kids means more to us than they even realize at this moment. So on behalf of the parents, we truly appreciate all the work, all the hours that you've put into making these kids world champs. So thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you.
I'm going to pass them to you, Mr. Peña. I'm going to start with the adults first. Ms. Brenda Carmona. Ms. Marta Vasquez. Yes, she's an alumni. And then there's two ladies that did the unthinkable. They drove our props cross country by themselves. They drove straight in the school vehicle, took our props, slept one night, got a couple of hours of sleep, then drove back to Texas. So to us, that meant a lot because we wanted to ensure our props got there safely. So Annabelle Gonzalez and Yahaira Moreno, thank you for doing that for our students. Are they here? They're not here? Okay. There's a certificate for me, but I just went as a chaperone. Mr. Elias Sainz. Mr. Peña, there's another award for Mr. Sainz. There's two. And at this time, we start with our students. Sofia Carmona. Gilbert Gibby Alanis. Marieli Lopez. Cassidy Garcia. Isabella Guerra. Ryder Santa Maria. And the youngest member of our team, Hector Rodriguez.
Once upon a time. Eso cuando como decían a mí, the dinosaurs used to roam the earth.
All right. All right, that concludes section 3. Section 4, action items. Item number 1, consider and take possible action on request from the City of Rio Grande City for the use of school district equipment for the 8th Annual Freedom Fest event on July 1st, 2023. Motion, any discussion on action item number 1?
Motion to approve item 1 is presented in the board packet.
Can I make the motion and then abstain or not?
Mr. Peña just made the motion.
Okay, at least, okay.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Peña. Is there a second to that motion? Second by Mr. Pope. Is there any discussion required? All right, there being none, all those in favor so signify by raising your right hand. Okay, so two
Do we have
abstentions.
to abstain or not?
You don't have to, but it's probably a better
Okay.
practice.
Let
not
the
to.
record show that I'm abstaining
Okay,
because
Mr. Castillo's also abstaining.
So Mr. Varela, with Mr. Varela and Mr. Castillo abstaining, the motion passes with a vote of 4-0. Item number 2, consider and take possible action on request from the City of Rio Grande City Parks and Recreation Summer Program for use of school facilities, batting cages, golf range, and tennis court. Do I have a motion, any discussion on item 2?
A motion to approve item 2 is presented in the board packet.
There's a motion by Mr. Peña. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Pope. Any discussion required?
I think this is a great thing for the kids to basically, although I'm going to abstain, but I think for kids to do something in the summer and have things to do, I think it's a great thing for our community.
Yes. You want to add to that?
I was beating the point. That was the whole point of it, was to get them outside and get them start using the facilities.
Get them away from the
Excited
video
about it.
games.
Yes, please.
Any further discussion? All right, there's a vote by Mr. Peña, second by Mr. Pope. All those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand.
Let the record show that I'm abstaining.
So with Mr. Varela and Mr. Castillo both abstaining, motion passes with a count of 4-0. Item 3, consider and take possible action on pay request invoice number 23-02-0143 for faculty and student training center payable to Millennium Engineers Group Incorporated. Do I have a motion, any discussion on item 3?
Mr. President, I move that we approve item 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Varela to approve items 3 through 8. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. I think I heard Castillo first. Is any discussion required on any of those items? There being none, all those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. Item 9, consider take possible action on pay request invoice number 1852101-22 for schematic design phase for Performing Arts Center payable to the Warren Group Architects Incorporated. Do I have a motion, any discussion on item number 9?
Mr. President, I just, since right now, on the idea of the Performing Arts Center, it's still in limbo, are we obligated to pay this right now, Walter?
I mean, it is and it's not. I mean, eventually you're gonna have to pay it, but you could hold on to it if you want to until we get further down on the securing of funds. Let's put it that way.
Is there some
Because,
discussion
I
going to
mean,
be
the-
had in a few months? Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, so we can wait until we know that we have 100% guarantee.
Okay, so at this time, I move that we table item 9 and 10.
Okay. And this is for the schematic design and the and the reimbursable expenses. All right, there's a motion by
And
Mr.
the only reason I say that, if I may just elaborate, is
Yes, sir.
because depending on the design, depends on how much money you
Right.
That's why that's why,
Okay.
So we really have to
because
wait.
this is the schematic, this is just for the schematic design.
Because if you
So-
make it too big, you can't afford
Right.
it.
So I'm moving that we approve, table item 9 and 10.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Varela
I'll second that
to
motion.
table items 9 and 10. It was seconded by Mr. Peña. Any further discussion required? There, you'll be abstaining. Okay, got it. Okay. With that being said, all those in favor so signify by raising your right hand. Okay, with Mr. Castillo abstaining, the vote passes the same sign, 5-0. Item 11, consider and take possible action on agreement with NM Contracting LLC for the new cosmetology and barber addition for Rio Grande City High School. Do I have a motion, any discussion on item?
I so move that we approve item 11 as presented in our board packet.
There's a motion by Mr. Alvarado to approve item 11. Is there a second to that motion? Second by Mr. Castillo. Is there any discussion required?
Just the only thing I'd say that during graduations, I saw a lot of people with the styles of we're going to have a lot of barbers in Rio Grande City or Stark County that can move on and a lot of beauticians, so I think it's a good thing.
Any further discussion? All right, there being none, all those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. Item 12, consider and take possible action on proposed tax rates that will be published in the notice of the public meeting. There are motion, any discussion on item 12?
I so move that we approve item 12 as presented in our board packet with some discussion.
Great. I wasn't asked for discussion too. Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Varela. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Peña. You may proceed with discussion. Mr.
Just
Varela.
real quickly, Mrs. Robles, how in God green earth are we going to have a tax rate when the state of Texas can't even decide what they want to do for our schools? When they basically have not approved any increases for teachers, have not increased the allotment? How do we go about even setting a tax rate?
This is just a requirement before we adopt our budget at the end of June. So we do have to publish the rate. We are not adopting the rate at the end of June until August, after we receive the certified property values from the appraisal district. So this is just our basic calculations, and this is based on current law. So
current
we
law.
are seeing a current compression on the tax rate.
But because they did vote for a compression of the tax rate, didn't they?
Yes, but this is under current law.
So the new law, the old law, no raises, no nothing, right?
Yes, new
So-
law, no raises, and no compression on the tax rate as of yet.
The only thing I recommend is talk to your representatives, talk to your, it is ridiculous. Inflation is, over 2 years, has been 17%, and yet the allotment's the same. We have a windfall that the schools didn't use to the tune of $17 billion. Not to give anything to the teachers is ridiculous, but with that said, I move that we approve this item.
And the rate went down.
Yeah, it's going down about a little more than 6 cents.
That's what, yeah.
So taxes are going down by 6 cents.
Yes.
Look, on the maintenance and operation, it went from 88 cents to 85. On the
Right.
interest and sinking, it went from 47 to 44.
According
Right.
to the new law, the old law.
According-
Yes.
And as the new
current
law comes in, it could change, right?
It could change.
Okay.
So the total, 1.3663 to 1.3007.
So we can honestly say that taxes went down by 6 cents?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Order. Item 13, consider and take possible action on the requisitions of $5,000 and over for purposes of the minutes, there is an addendum that was given to us. I think it's one additional item from Athletic Department.
Mr. President, I move that we approve item 13 as presented with the addendum.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Varela. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Peña. Any discussion required? There being none, all those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. Item 14, consider to take possible action on renewal of District of Innovation Plan for the 2023 through 2028 final. Is there a motion or any discussion on item 14?
Mr. President, I move that we approve item 14, 15, and 16 as presented in our board packet.
Okay, Mr. Varela, on 16, I just need to enunciate or declare, I think that the wording is actually wrong. It's strong foundations, literacy, and math framework.
So I move that we approve the items 14, 15, and 16 with the changes that the president has just proposed.
There's a motion by Mr. Varela. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Peña. Is there any discussion required on either of those items? No. All right, there being none, all those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. The board will now convene in closed sessions in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code Sections 551.071 through 551.076 and 551.082 to 551.084. The time is 12:42 p.m. Okay, we'll reconvene back in open session. It is section 6. Do I have a motion on item A is only for informational purposes. There's no action needed on item A. Do I have a motion on item B?
Mr. President, I move that we approve item B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I as discussed in executive session, and maybe what I'd like to announce the name.
Yes, sir. There's a motion by Mr. Varela to approve items B through I. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Peña. All those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Same sign, motion carries. Let me go back and, all right, on item D is the recommendation for Rio Grande City High School principal position. Many of our congratulations goes to Mrs. Maribel Montemayor. Item E, recommendation for Ringgold Middle School principal position. Congratulations are in order for Mr. Javier Garza. Recommendations for the following elementary principal positions. We have Alto Bonito Elementary, Mr. Jose A. Hinojosa. For John and Olive Hinojosa Elementary, Mrs. Mary Lou Garcia. La Unión Elementary, Teresa Arriazola. Roque Guerra Junior Elementary, Mr. Savas Chapa. And RGCGISD Center, Mrs. Laura Barrera. Item G, recommendation for Executive Director for Federal Programs position, Mrs. Virginia Gonzalez. And last but not least, recommendation for Executive Director for Special Services position. Congratulations to Mrs. Marisela Garcia. With that being said, no further business. The meeting is hereby adjourned. It is 1:16 p.m. Congratulations to everyone who got recommended today. Thank you so much.